Hey y'all, so me and Morgan wanted to talk about something that's been on our hearts and minds the last really month, but this weekend it was really on our minds. So when we were driving on, what was that, Wednesday night, I had told Morgan, I was like, ooh, I just got a little overwhelmed. And she asked me why, and I was like, well, I had got real emotional right when we had got off of 65 and on to 85, like when you take that little Atlanta exit to go to Montgomery. And I had got emotional because I had started thinking about Aniah Blanchard, because they found her remains earlier in the week, and they had found her remains in Shorter, Alabama. And for me and Morgan, we make this drive from Huntsville to our grandma's house. We've been doing that at least once a month since we were little girls, so we're used to, being on these roads on 65 and 85, and we actually would stop in Shorter because that was like the last stop before we got on Wire Road to get to our grandma's house. And so just being so familiar with, these places involved with her case, I think for me it was just really overwhelming, especially because I knew we were going to Auburn after Thanksgiving, and the gas station she was last seen, that Chevron, that is where I always got my gas in Auburn before I got on the road, whether I was going back to Huntsville to see my parents or coming to my grandma's house. I just always got my gas at that Chevron. And for me it was just kind of crazy because I spent 4 years alone, in Auburn for school, and I always felt relatively safe. Like I never felt like not safe in Auburn. And so for that to happen to her, and her to be, taken from that gas station, the gas station I was at a lot, it just, just kind of messes with you a little bit. Like, man, that could have been me, or, why did that have to happen to her? And I was just overwhelmed with emotions. And I think we all feel like that. Like when we were in Auburn over the weekend, we were actually supposed to be doing this with Gabby and Ashley because we have all been keeping up with this and talking about it together, and I wanted it to be all of us talking, but we just got too distracted and sidetracked while we were in Auburn. So while we kind of had like some quiet time, I just kind of want to share my thoughts and Morgan about how we were feeling about it. And Morgan, do you want to say something before I keep going? Because I talk all day.
Well, I think the story is very sad, and it scares me because I'm a college student too, and I have to go get gas, and I don't want no one to take me. So I have to watch my surroundings everywhere I go, and make sure I have pepper spray in my taser just in case.
Give us, okay. No, okay. The sun is very bright. But I think like most of us, not even just, young girls, most of our parents, they tell us, to watch your surroundings, be safe, don't go anywhere at night. Like, I'm 25 and my dad still tell me the same stuff. My mom still tell me the same stuff. And sometimes it can be a little annoying, but you have to understand, why they do that. Like, sometimes I don't have time to go get gas and stuff. When the sun is out, I be ripping and running. So if I need to go get gas and it's now dark outside and they're like, no, you're gonna have to wait, and I'm like, well, that's an inconvenience. Like, I get annoyed, but I understand why they're saying that. And it's not even so much as like I don't know, I feel like they just like let me live, like, dang, I got this. But it's I don't know if y'all saw Aniah's mom's post on Facebook. Like, they really don't tell you that because they don't trust you, or because they just don't want you to feel like a grown-up or whatever. It's the world, and that's exactly what happened to her. She just was in the wrong place at the wrong time and encountered evil. I'm pretty sure that's what her mom said. And I mean, our parents just don't want anything bad to happen. I was like, imagine how her parents feel. And it's so overwhelming because I just think about all the times I didn't necessarily do what they've always told me to do. I didn't use my best judgment. I was, you know, thinking and hoping like, you know, the world ain't that bad and I got out of those situations fine. But in this case with her, that's just not what happened. Like, it's just so heartbreaking. But Morgan and I, we have bought pepper spray and a taser, the last, or stun gun, whichever one you can have. We bought that the last few weeks because you just, I don't know, you just want to be prepared. Like, we had no issues at all this weekend in Auburn for the Iron Roll. Like, there's no need to use any of that, or threaten to use any of that on anybody. So I guess it just makes us feel a bit safer to have that just in case we would need it. But even with like Morgan, you go to A&M, it be stuff that be happening at A&M all the time. Like, you want to talk about it?
Every time I come home on Sunday, something is happening. People are in vans sitting in the back of the dorm just waiting on people to come out.
Or watching them at least.
Yeah.
Just suspicious stuff. And I think, like, human trafficking, not even that that's the case with Aniah Blanchard, because I haven't really said what their intentions were when taking her or whatever, but I think that's usually what pops in people's mind, like human trafficking, especially when you can't find them, and that's what we were thinking when we didn't know where her body was. But it's really prevalent, y'all. Like, I did a campaign for human trafficking through AKA my, I want to say junior year. I don't know, but I like led the campaign and I had to look up all this stuff, and I was like shook. I did not know it was like the second largest, I don't want to say industry, but you know, they make a lot of money from human trafficking. I think drugs is third. Is that what we're talking about with Keith? We're talking to our brother. Drugs is like third, human trafficking is second, and first is like either selling organs. I think it's selling organs. Is that what it is? Yeah. Illegal industry in the world, I should say that. But human trafficking is like, it's very common. I don't have the statistics memorized or anything, but like something that they say in most of the campaigns is it's usually right underneath your nose, right in your backyard. And that's so true, because even the stuff I was finding out about like Auburn and Opelika, that was blowing my mind. Like the different rings that had been busted, and it's just crazy. And how like I-20 is like the sex trafficking highway, because it's a road that's often traveled and it hits different big cities and stuff, and it's just crazy. But anyways, we just kind of want to talk about it, how we're feeling. It's just sad. I'm praying for her family. I can't imagine what they went through, like that whole month, and what they're still going through now. But yeah, it's just weird, because I went to Auburn, and I know she went to Southern Union, and I had friends and cousins that went there, and it's just, you just never think crazy stuff like that is going to happen, like where you're at. Like, you kind of got to accept that it happens, but you never want to think it happens like somewhere that you're familiar with. So let's make sure we all pray for her family. And it's an ambulance driving by. Let's make sure we pray for her family. And we're just very aware of our surroundings and try to make the safest decisions. You know, it's not always the most convenient, but at the end of the day, our lives are more important than anything else. So that's all I got.